Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to do a full portrait edit from beginning to end, and this is pretty much how I do all my photos. So yeah, you can see that I'm starting off with my preset. I took quite a while to figure out, my style of photography, and I finally have a preset. And generally what I do is, with my presets, I have my main preset and then I will just adjust it a little bit, because obviously each portrait session is a little bit different depending on your environment. But I do try to sort of keep it the same. So I'll generally shoot in like a foresty type area or in just like an open type field. So those are the general two main areas I shoot. So when I do edit, it is a little bit easier to use my preset because then there's not many adjustments. And then all you do is just rename it to your model's name, and then you can just click on there, and then most of it, most of the work is done. I feel like this is the fastest way to get your photos edited, is get your presets sorted, and then on Instagram and Facebook or wherever you post, all your photos are consistent. Okay, and then here you can see I'm just adjusting my highlights and my exposure a little bit more. I don't really go into messing with the color, as you can see, because like I said, my preset is already sorted. So it's just messing with the light right now. Okay, now in Photoshop, let's see where, okay, yeah, you can see I'm going to use frequency separation for my skin retouching. There is different ways to do skin retouching with frequency separation, which I will do a video on like the different ways to do it. But this is pretty much how I have found it to be the quickest and the easiest and the most natural looking. So this is generally what I like to stick to now. So you're going to start with the lasso tool, and on the tone layer you're just going to go over generally any area where there's like highlights and shadow mixes, and you circle it, and you're going to click on filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and I typically have my Gaussian blur at around 8, but you can obviously adjust with each photo, or just you're smart enough to know sort of, okay, this is overdone or not. You need to just look at your photo and see, does this look natural or does it not? Generally, I'll also go over not only like the highlights and the shadow, like where there's a drastic difference, but also sometimes maybe if there's like a little bit more, where the texture can be a little bit more intense, I'll usually go over that with the tone sort of section as well. And honestly, edit the photos the way you want to. If it looks nice, I don't see what's wrong if you do anything out of the norm. I found that I've always tried to follow the rules of photography, and oh, you need to do it this way and you need to do it that way, you can't do it like that. And honestly, do what you want at this point, because you'll know what you want your photos to look like and if it looks good or not. And this is how I do it. Some people may not agree with the same way that I do it, but it works. I've gotten many compliments with my photos with the skin retouching, that it looks natural and it looks good. So this is what I do now, and I continue to do it whether it's right or wrong. Yeah, you can see I'm just going over the neck area lines and just blurring those a little bit. And there you can see a little before and the after. Okay, now into the texture area, I'm going to use the patch tool, I believe. No, it was the healing brush tool, sorry. And I'm just going over like any bigger bumps. The smaller bumps I like to leave. Oh goodness, there's a fly in here. The smaller bumps I like to leave. I mean, the smaller bumps I like to leave, just to leave in that skin texture, so it doesn't look like you put on some weird blur filter and then the face looks weird. So I like to just go over the small bumps and maybe any or the big bumps and any lines. I keep confusing myself. The big bumps, guys. And then any lines on the faces. Generally you do get like lines on the forehead and like dimples or whatever. And then especially by the neck, you get a lot of lines. I like to blur those out a little bit. I don't know, I'm not really a big fan of it. There's nothing anyone can prevent, it's just naturally there, but I like to have it looking a little bit more smooth. And what you want to do is you're going to sample the skin nearby. You don't want to sample like skin from the forehead and then like go over like a blemish on the chin, because the colors are not going to like add up. So you always want to sample near where the blemish is. And you're just going to click on Alt to sample. And that's about it. It's pretty simple. Here we're going over the neck a little bit, as you can see. And then I'll also just go over the hair near the neck, because it just makes it look a little bit neater and makes the neck look a little bit more open as well. Okay, and I think that is pretty much it for the frequency separation. Here you can see the before and the after. So yeah, I've just created a new layer and I've pressed on Alt Control Shift E, and that pretty much merges the bottom layers to this new layer I created. And the last little bit of the skin retouching, I do completely separate, and I'll get rid of more of like the bigger things that you can't really do in the frequency separation section. Yeah, you'll see there was like, I think it was like a piece of wood from a tree or something that fell there, but like that I couldn't completely get rid of in the frequency separation. So anything extra that really stands out, I'll usually just get rid of with my patch tool. Okay, now we are going to be moving on to the eyebrows. I absolutely love that I can do this because I have very blonde eyebrows as well. So even if I have makeup on, or you know, if I put like a little bit of eyebrow pencil, whatever you want to call it, I don't know makeup terms, but you know what I mean, it still doesn't completely help. So doing this technique, which I'm going to show you now, is actually very cool because it looks so natural and normal. So yeah, I've just taken the pen tool. If you want to just press P, I don't know if your shortcut will be the same, but usually I just press P and it brings it up, and you make sure that you're on path, not shape, and you'll make a selection of the eyebrow area, and you'll generally just curve it out, make sure it's sort of as best as you can, like the shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. So you'll pretty much just carve out the shape, and to make the shape curve, you'll hold Alt and just move and hover over each point you've made, and you'll just curve it according to the eyebrow shape. And now I've went and I've taken my brush and I've sampled the darkest spots of the eyebrow, and I've put my brush on 20%, and I've just gone over the eyebrow ones. And if you want to move the selection that you've made, all you do is you press Control, I think it was Control H, yes. If you do have a MacBook, then if I say Control, just know it means Command for you, but I'm used to Control. So you just press Control H and you can see what the eyebrow would look like without the annoying outline over there. And now I'm just going to my brush, and you'll see I've changed it to shape dynamics, and I put the fade on, and I think the fade is about 30%. And this pretty much just gives it sort of a eyebrow looking shape, or a hair shape. And so if you use like just your normal brush and you go over it like that, it's not gonna look right. So you do need to use that brush shape. And I generally just go over that area. You'll see it won't go out because we have made a selection, so you can literally go at it as quick as possible without worrying about going out the lines. And I just do this until I think it looks good enough. And I'll do it like 20%, 50%, and I'll make my brush bigger and smaller as needed, because obviously your hair shapes on your face are not all consistent. So that's the reason why I do that with different percentages and different brush sizes. And now we can see we're doing the next eyebrow, and we're pretty much going to do the same thing again as we did with the first eyebrow. So you can see, make selection, feather, I just leave at 1. Now I'm turning the shape dynamic off again so that I can go over the eyebrow, and you can see there that that's light enough. Now we go back and we put the shape dynamics back on, and pretty much the same thing. Go over your eyebrow. You see, once again I'm changing my percentages, and I'll change my brush size also every now and then. Okay, now I've just merged all my layers because my eyebrows are done, and we are going to move on to the eyes. So for this, you're gonna go and you're gonna click and put your curves layer there, and you're just gonna bring it all the way up so that it looks very bright, and you just press Control I, and now you have control. Now only your brush will put in the highlight that you've created, and you want to sort of follow the eye shape just so it looks realistic. And it looks a bit strange for now, but it's alright. Just keep going. And then some areas you want to go over a few times so that it's, you know, some areas are a little bit brighter than the others. And then we do the same for the next eye. Now some people prefer doing this completely on 2 separate layers. I don't see the need of it, so you can do it on separate layers, but like I say, it works perfectly fine for me. And now I've taken a white brush and I've created a new layer for the catch light, and you're just gonna double click and you're gonna go to your blending options. You hold Alt and you just bring that little pin all the way to the right, and you see how nicely it's blended it, so it doesn't just look like I've went over it with a brush and colored it in. Now it looks like an actual catch light which has just been advanced. Now I'm just trying to make the eyes a little bit blue. Once again, you take your curves layer and you're going to take your brush and you're just going to go over it lightly. Her eyes are blue, but because of the area that we're in, it is a little bit, it is faded out a little bit, so I just wanted to bring a little bit of that blue back. It's not much, but it has just that little bit of blue, which I like. And now I'm just going with the red one as well, making it more of a normal blue. I feel like that other one was a little bit too much of a turquoise blue. And then we have it. That is it for the eyes. You see, it's literally quick and easy. I used to take so long to edit my portraits, and since now actually my portraits go a lot quicker because I don't overthink it. It's just I know what I need to do, I know what looks good, I know what doesn't, and 5 years later here I am. It took very long, but it was worth it. Okay, so next one. So I have downloaded presets. I unfortunately do not remember where, because I downloaded it many years ago. So if you do know where it could have come from, please leave a link for the rest of everyone watching this video so they can go and download it for themselves. Or I'm sure you can just YouTube and Google it. Maybe someone else has a preset for you. But basically it's a portrait preset. It's got everything, eye enhancements, everything. So generally I think I only use like 2 of them, which is the smooth hair, which I don't really use often, and the, what was it? I think it was the glamour portrait, which adds like a little bit of makeup on. Now there is a way to add on makeup, but like I say, this works. I don't see why I need to go into doing it physically and taking even more time. You know, there's nothing wrong with using presets. It just makes your life easier. It's gonna make your portrait editing go a lot faster for your clients, so why not go find one and download it. So yeah, I'm just going in with the smooth preset. It just helps like a lot with the flyaway hairs. Now I don't really mind the flyaway hairs, but it just gives that little bit of a smoothness and makes the hair look a little bit neater. So that's generally what I do. Okay, and you can also, if it's too much, you can just adjust it. So pretty much what I've done here, I've just add a layer and then Alt Control Shift E, so everything moves to the top layer. And then here I'm going in with my other preset that I really like. It's called Edge, and I think it's number 7, and it gives it a little bit of that nice matte look. And then I'll just bring it down a little bit, so my original preset wasn't like all for nothing. There's still that little bit of color from the original preset. And then once again going back, and then I believe this is the last one with that glamour portrait that I was talking about, and it literally just gives it a little bit of makeup. Here you can see her lips have got a little bit of more of a pink color now. And then once again you adjust the opacity to how much you want, and that's pretty much it. So here we can see, here is the before and the after, and you can see like what a difference it has made with the eyebrows to the eyes, the makeup, the skin, everything. And I think this took me about 20 minutes to edit. So yes, I would highly recommend this method and not really bother about what everyone else is saying. Like, definitely take tips and tricks from everyone, but do things the way you want to do it as well. You can break the rules in photography, and you do you. So thank you guys for watching. Please remember to subscribe to this channel and give this video a like to help support my channel. Bye guys.